The Souls-like genre has exploded in popularity ever since From Software's Demon's Souls formula was refined in future attempts at this challenging style of action game. Whether you want to fight robots, cursed samurai, or undead fiends, there are plenty of brutal options that will satisfy you. These are some of the hardest Souls-likes you can play. Team Ninja's Nioh series is a love letter of sorts to Dark Souls. Nioh 2's Feudal Japan romp sees players crafting a custom character with the ability to steal enemy abilities, plus an intricate combat system, all while dealing with supernatural elements. With a variety of builds at your disposal, you'll spend a whole lot of time shaping your experience and going against the unrelenting bosses of Nioh 2. Perhaps the most approachable game in From Software's lineup, Elden Ring is still quite the challenge for many players. With some of the most difficult early game bosses From Software has designed, and optional brutal fights like Millennia, Elden Ring holds some of the biggest obstacles you'll face in a From Software game, even if the open world will level you up to face these challenges pretty smoothly. Despite its shorter length, Bloodborne will provide a challenge for those that are used to the slower, methodical combat found in other Souls-likes. Not only is the combat of Bloodborne much faster paced than other titles in the genre, the rally mechanic will force players to get aggressive to regain health by attacking their enemies after losing HP. If you can deal with that, Bloodborne will also offer some of the richest lore in a Souls-like title. Speaking of Bloodborne, Lies of P saw NeoWiz find breakout success as this take on the world of Pinocchio draws heavily from the aesthetics of Bloodborne, but that's not all. Some of the boss fights can be truly exhausting, ensuring that players must have a well-built character that can endure the horrors they'll face in this world. Even with a fair amount of issues holding it back from becoming a truly beloved Souls-like, Fesia is still a title worth exploring for fans of the genre. The combat is aggressive, comparable to Bloodborne, and its biggest strength, as players work to master it, a single mistake will cost them greatly. Taking inspiration from Metroidvanias as well as the Souls series, Dead Cells is a 2D Souls-like roguelite that rightfully garnered a lot of attention and acclaim when it launched. Every run through Dead Cells is fresh and engaging, keeping players locked in to learn more about how combat, exploration, and upgrades tick. If you can master this cycle, overcoming crushing enemies will be ever so satisfying. If your only experience with Souls-likes are titles like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, or other stat-leveling RPGs, Seiro will absolutely be the hardest Souls-like you face. This action game is focused on mastering a single weapon, with no opportunity to overlevel your strength or vitality to brute force encounters. Asking players to stagger bosses, managing their posture meters rather than slashing away at their HP, Sekiro is a game that requires skill and precision more than any other title in the genre. These are some of the hardest games players can pick up in the Souls-like genre, but if you can master them, the satisfaction with defeating bosses is second to none. For more videos like this, stay tuned to Game Rant.